In this video, we're going to talk about the ugly truth about dropshipping and the thing that no gurus are talking about, no guru will tell you, and ultimately no one's talking about. And we're going to take a deep dive in what that is and why it's going to keep you from eventually being successful if you want to get into dropshipping. And let's go for it. But before we get too far into the video, if you aren't already subscribed and you want to learn more about dropshipping, e-commerce, Shopify, entrepreneurship, everything under the sun that has to do with personal finance and making money long term, hit that subscribe button and check out some of the other videos on this channel. Okay, it's not a myth. Gurus are out there to make money off of you, especially those ones that are selling you courses and selling you information, and there's a dollar exchange that they're hoping for. That's most people out there. And even the gurus that have, let's say, massive followings where every single video is some clickbait title where they're trying to peddle some weird information or funnel you into a type of, let's say, niche. Maybe they're doing it just to create some buzz around their channel, or they have a critically placed advert, whatever it is. There is something that no one's talking about, and it is a recent change, so I want to give people some credit. It's something that started to come by in 2021, 2022, and it's pretty solidified now in 2023. And I'll just go out and say it. It's the margin of profit and the dollars that you put in your pocket relative to your time and initial investment on what you're doing within dropshipping, and the longevity of being able to do that. That was kind of a mouthful. You might not exactly understand what I meant. We're going to take a step into it. So let's actually start with the latter half of what I said and talk about longevity. The ugly truth around longevity in the dropshipping business is that it just doesn't exist. It only exists if you take a product in-house long-term, you invest a ton of money, you build staff around it, and that's how you grow a large business. There's no middle ground. You don't have a dropshipping business that scales to $30 million. It just doesn't happen. It all comes in-house at that point. But the problem is you could drop ship to a certain point, then there's a gap, and then there's the successful businesses that have stuff in-house. The reality is the runway for drop shipping, the longevity of doing it, meaning if you started a drop shipping business and you wanted to do it long term, there aren't a lot of cases where people have been able to do that. It's very anecdotal. Not a lot of people are doing it. Actually, almost no one has long-term dropshipping businesses, and even the people that successfully do it long-term have documentably sold their businesses. So longevity just doesn't exist. That's about half of the ugly truth. The other half of the ugly truth is the fact that profit margins are not what they used to be, and it's almost impossible to replace a normal income if you're trying hard and doing all that work with dropshipping. The volume required and the investment on your end to run that type of ads and to run the dollar figure ads of what you need to do to make real money in this business is absolutely astonishing. It's really hard to make six figures running a dropshipping business. Even if you are at the pinnacle of success, it's very hard to do to clear six figures into your bank account. Now, the flip side of that, working for somebody, it actually isn't that hard to make six figures. If you wanted to restart now, you could go back and get a degree in 4 years and make six figures. It's kind of your choice not to. Maybe there are some financial or livelihood situations that keep you from doing that. But if you're hungry and you're willing to go for a dropshipping business and spend 3 years working for free to get there, you probably have the time and resources to go get a degree and make six figures. The reason why dropshipping is so attractive is it brings a life quality thing, and it brings the potential of even more. The problem that a lot of people lose is when you become busy enough that you're actually making the money that you want, you don't have the quality of life anymore because all of a sudden you're working way more than 40 hours a week, and your threshold for total earnings doesn't really increase that much. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and this is certainly still a business that you can succeed at, and like any business in the world, the top 1% and the top 10% make a lot of money. But what the, 70th percentile to the 30th percentile was making, let's say the middle class of dropshipping, those numbers have gone down significantly, and the relationship with profit has decreased significantly, and people just aren't making as much money as they used to. And I think what's happening is gurus and social media doesn't want it to look like that because they make their money off peddling that it's still very successful. So it's something to think about. It's the ugly truth no one's talking about, and it's just something to understand as you're getting into it, that you still need to outperform whether you're running your own business or working for someone else. It's all about your time, investment, blood, sweat, and tears, and also about educating yourself to make sure you have the best case to actually do it. And here's my course. I'm not selling you a course. I was gonna make a joke about selling you a course. I can't even do it. I was gonna say it. I can't even do it. There's no course here. This is free information. But It's really important to take deep dives with honest people that are doing this for a living like I am, who is not selling you a course. There's nothing for sale in this video. And find videos and pieces of education like this to get an honest truth about how to do some of the things and how to differentiate yourself from the people that are following gurus, the tens of thousands of people that are trying to implement their proven strategies. Do something different. See if you can break the mold and see if that's how you're going to drive success. I'll see you guys in the next video. Well, I hope I see you guys in the next video. Well, I'll see you there.